something really disturbing. I am satisfied and a little bit curious and disappointed. Ghana's new elected president John Mahama has reduced the number of government ministry from 30 to 23. This initiative is part of a strict economic reform program connected to the $3 billion bailout from the IMF secured in 2022. The goal is to cut government costs and improve efficiency as required by the IMF to help Ghana overcome its debt crisis. And I love this initiative. Now, instead of going forward with how we should pay back the IMF, how we should remove the nation out of debt, this is my problem. Atufosin, the new finance minister, made these remarks ahead of meeting with an IMF team. In quote, "We are committed to working with the IMF, but we also want to ensure we can raise additional financing with the help of the IMF and other partners." But I want to ask a question. When are we as a country going to live and develop without involving this conspiracy organization IMF designed to cripple our economy? Because anytime we are in crisis and IMF come into the picture with their directives, we experience more taxes and hardship imposed on our population. The mistake from our side, we borrow the money and then it goes into consumption instead of production. So with the mention of IMF, if we are going to take money from the IMF again, I can confidently tell Ghanaians that we are not going to have removal of taxes, but rather we are going to have replacement of taxes. The e-levy, the betting tax and co will go, but to be replaced by new ones. It is high time African leaders, including the Ghanaian politicians, stop giving us the impression that without IMF, nothing can be done. That cannot be true because the military leaders in the Sahel have exposed all of you democratic leaders as lazy leaders because they are doing it in the Sahel without involving any criminal economic organization. And we are here, government after government does nothing but to plunge the nation in debt through borrowing and begging. We have become beggars. What happened to the use of our resources to develop ourselves like other nations? Let me quote a word from Ibrahim Traore. I'm quoting him because these are the people who came on board and they are setting a new standard different from the old chart. In quote, "Africa doesn't need World Bank, IMF, Europe or America. We have the resources to build our own economy without relying on loans. It is time to stop being financially slaves." That is from Traore, somebody you call military leader. We are not supposed to respect because he's not democratic. You see, where we have gotten to, we need to start asking questions. So how was Nkrumah able to champion this development we see today without landing the nation in debt? It is a shame for any leader from both the NDC, the NPP, to open their mouth today that we've not been able to achieve what Nkrumah have achieved since 1960s. In fact, we should be doing better than what Nkrumah did because we are now in more advanced world with much more better education, but still we cannot match up to him. Instead of us to work with what we have become lazy people, always begging and begging, borrowing and borrowing without being able to pay back or develop. When is this nonsense going to stop?